we are and what we do. We are a founding member of the Football League. We are 1884. We are positive, inspired and passionate. We are now. We are moving together. We are ambitious and driven. We are progress. We are change. We are prepared, honest and humble. We are the highs. We are the lows. We are the heartbeat of our community. We are the famous black and white. We are the dreams come true. We are the club of opportunity. We are the memories. We are the yet to come. We are Derby.
Complete faith in you lot as a group. The bench is significantly stronger than theirs and we'll make change when we have to. And I can't express it enough to you. You have to gas out, you have to be brave on set pieces, right? And I brought all them in the room, so I want you to look at them. Because they're the people that work hour upon hour upon hour trying to help you all the time. And they're the people that will be there at the end of it to congratulate you or to be sorrowful for you. But they're the people you're playing for. All the people on the fucking wing wall you're playing for. And you could achieve something great. You could. And all I ask is you give it your best. Give it your fucking best. If it ain't your day, fine, get off, I'll send one of the game changers on. It's absolutely fine. But you have to start off with the mentality that you're going out to win the football game. That you're playing fearless. And you have to accept the fact some things you do aren't going to be perfect. So you might not get the opportunity to hit the perfect shot, the perfect cross. You might lose the ball twice when you get out. Don't give a fuck. Get at him again. Get at him again. There's not much I regret about my career. The thing I do regret is I didn't live in the moment enough. I didn't. It was about get the game done next game, get the game done next game. Don't enjoy anything. You're gonna learn that. Please live in the moment.
Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV. The countdown to the end of the League One season is on. Just 10 games remain for Derby County, starting with today's trip to Bristol Rovers. Now, things have changed since we saw you last weekend, so let's start by getting up to date with the League One table. I'm sure you're up to date, but just in case you aren't, the Rams slipped out of the automatic promotion places on Tuesday night as Bolton drew with Barnsley in a dramatic finish at Oakwell. That leaves Derby in third, 7 points behind leaders Portsmouth, 1 behind Bolton. It also means that Barnsley in fourth are 2 points behind the Rams with just that single game in hand now. Peterborough thumped Northampton on Tuesday night too. They are surely back in the hunt for a top 2 finish. As for today's opponents, Bristol Rovers, they are 11th and 11 points off the playoffs. No relegation worries for them, or for Charlton really, by the way, who've continued their surge up the table over the last few weeks. They beat Derby at Pride Park, of course. There's a 4-point gap between Cheltenham and safety. Can any of the sides in the relegation zone get themselves out of trouble? Derby got themselves back on track with a win over Port Vale last weekend, ending a 2-match losing run. Louie Sibley thought he'd scored twice in it, but the opener was taken off him by the dubious goals panel this week. Still a win that got Derby back where they needed to be.
It's obviously important to obviously get that win. We probably put pressure on ourselves because we obviously knew we lost the last 2, so we needed a good performance at home. So overall, it was a really good performance. We started well, and I think we controlled the game really. So I think that's the most important thing: get back to winning ways, and hopefully can get a little run going now.
Was it key after starting the 2 previous games well and then slipping up to really see it through?
Yeah, 100%. obviously we set our standards high every day in training, and as soon as we do lose a game, obviously in League One, it's always a bit like, oh no, we should have won that. And I think the goals that we conceded were a bit sloppy, so we were disappointed. But it's all about reaction. You obviously got a game straight away, so like I said, it was good reaction, and hopefully we can get a run going now and really kick on.
Personally, how happy were you to be contributing again in the final third?
Yeah, obviously really happy. Obviously the first goal obviously that was an own goal now, but which is crazy. It was a great strike. So no, it was obviously good to be more involved in attacking threat. So obviously when I play left wing back, that's what I feel like I'm good at. Obviously hopefully can get up and down. So that's what I need to do. Obviously, hopefully, if I can keep getting forward, keep hopefully getting goals and assists, so that's important.
Yeah, you've got a few recently. How important is it for you to find a consistent level of performance between now and the end of the season? Yeah,
100%. There's not many games left now, so it's all about consistency. And like I said, if I can, obviously coaches go on about if I can help defensively and also have that threat forward, it's obviously important. So I've got to do everything I can to keep playing the way I've been. So. And that's the same with the lads. Obviously, we've got the team's really high spirit at the minute. So yeah, we've just got to all keep up.
How do you view your position now with just 10 games to go?
Just obviously, like I said, it's all about getting that momentum and keeping that run. And I do feel like we're confident at the minute. So, and we obviously seen the game the other night, and it is obviously tight at the top. So, but I think it's more we've got to concentrate on ourselves, and then everything will hopefully play out.
Yeah, so what would it mean to you, someone who's been here for so long, if you were able to pull off a promotion this season?
Yeah, obviously it'd be unbelievable. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's obviously been here since I was 7, so for the whole club really, they deserve it. So for us to get promoted and be back to the Championship is the main thing. Obviously everybody knows the ups and downs it's been over the years, but if we could hopefully get promotion this season, I think it will make obviously a lot of people happy, and obviously Derby County need to be back up there.
You look around the group, there's yourself, Aaron Cashin, Liam Thompson and Max Bird, who won the Under-18 Premier League a couple of years ago. Do you ever look back on that and discuss how good it would be to then have such a big impact at first team level and take the club back to where, like you say, they want to be? Yeah, exactly. That's it. We always speak about how obviously crazy it is that we've all come through the academy and we're all playing now. So obviously, if we could get promoted this season, obviously for me, on a personal note, it'd be a dream to obviously get Derby back to the Championship. But overall, all the lads know they want to succeed. We've all got a winning mentality. So to hopefully get back to the Champ, that's the main thing. And to do it with those lads that you've come through the academy would be even better. To be fair. You've mentioned momentum yourself a few times now. How important is it to build on last Saturday's win when you head down to Bristol this weekend? Yeah, that's it. Obviously, it was a good result the other day. So, but it's one of them. Football comes again, so that game's kind of forgotten about now, and we're on to Bristol. So, we need to obviously go there, start well, and hopefully pick up a win as well. So, last week's kind of forgotten about now. We're obviously concentrating on Thursday, Friday, the training today, and yeah, hopefully we go there with. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of Derby fans will be going, and it's a sellout again. So. Keep the spirits high and hopefully get that win. Yeah, you've mentioned the fans, so it'd be remiss not to. Over 1,300 of them going again. They've made such a big difference on the road this season, haven't they? How much help can they give you again this weekend? Yeah, it's massive. When you're hearing them obviously chanting all the time for 90 minutes, it's amazing. So obviously the way support's been unreal. I think we've obviously sold out most games, not really. So like I said, it's obviously hard when a team does sit off, or it's hard to break down, or you do have a sticky 5-10 minutes. It's when you hear them singing, it pushes the lads through. So they make a massive difference. So hopefully, obviously Saturday they can do that as well.
Yep, another sold-out away following heading to Bristol today. And Derby might be in for a battle there against the Bristol Rovers side that have won 3 of their last 4 games. There's one man in particular the Rams will need to keep quiet. You know him, you probably still love him. Chris Martin scored against Derby in the return fixture back in November, and he is in terrific form. 11 goals in his last 11 games, 15 in 20 starts this season. He's also looking to find the net today for a 5th game in a row. And his faint touch on Anthony Evans' free kick, enough for Bristol Rovers to beat Leyton Orient last weekend. Rovers holding on for a 1-0 win It saw James Wilson sent off late on. He'll be suspended for today. Jack Hunt likely missing as well after he limped off at Brisbane Road. Stevenage and Carlisle have also been beaten by Bristol Rovers recently. No wonder manager Matt Taylor is in a pretty good mood.
Buoyant mood on the back of the victory at Orient and probably the manner of it, certainly in terms of the second half. Probably showed a different side to ourselves, which we've been looking for and striving for. And we're able to achieve, certainly backs against the wall, second half. So they've been bright. Obviously, I think the warmer climate and warmer weather and the feeling of spring is just livening them up a little bit. But we all are also going into a 3-game week. A lot of points to play for, lots to look forward to, lots of challenges ahead. But a fantastic game to get started.
There is a run of away games coming up, but first of all, it's Derby at home, which is going to be a tough test. I think your home form mirrors your away form so far this season. How nice would it be to go into those away games off the back of it would be a standout result if you can get a result against Derby?
Well, they're a standout team in the league. They've got the best players, biggest club. I think it'll be a full house this weekend. They'll come well supported, will be well supported. I hope it's a good game of football. I hope it's a game of football where the teeth and players can. The players and the fans alike can really get their teeth into it, because Derby at home should be one to really look forward to. And this fan base has said all along that we've been able to raise our games against the bigger teams, so we're certainly going to have to do that this weekend, because like I say, there's some real strength in the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Derby and Bolton and Portsmouth. How is that? I mean, in the Championship they say there's four big teams and then everyone else trying to chase them. How big a gap is there between the likes of Derby, Bolton and teams like yourselves who are looking to catch up with them? Well,
there's certainly in terms of Derby, from their point of view, there's a big gap. Squad size, quality, finance, size of club and infrastructure. You have to also remember where some of those clubs have been. You've just mentioned, Derby and Bolton have been in the Premier League, and Portsmouth as well. So we've not been above probably where we are at the moment. So we're looking to push through that ceiling and get to a bit more of a positive feel about what might be achieved ahead of us as opposed to behind us. The most recent history of this football club has been in the league below and even in non-league football, so that's a total different spectrum to what you've just mentioned in terms of those clubs. But there are direct competition, and we know that if we play to our maximum, play at our best, we can give these teams a really good game, and if not, pick up some points. We've shown that already this season, so why not this weekend?
Matt Taylor there, his side will certainly have a say in the promotion race. Derby, Bolton, Peterborough all to come between now and the end of the season for them. Let's hear again from the Derby camp. Richie Barker on media duties from the coaching staff this week. Looking back first on last Saturday's win over Port Vale.
Yeah, obviously we're at the time of the season now where the result becomes probably more important than the performance, but I thought the first 20 minutes was probably as good as we've been for a good few weeks. Lost our way, a bit self-inflicted really for 10 or 15 minutes and made it a bit more difficult than it should have been. And then obviously finished the first half really well, and then I thought the second half we managed it really well and probably could have gone on and got up a couple more, but would we have taken a 3-0 win at 5-3? I think everybody would have done, and I think we have to not underestimate how good a win that is, because you come back in and you see that most of the other teams in the top 5 have won, but probably by a goal or maybe 2. So to have a relatively decent afternoon, I thought it was a good win, really.
Was it important just to get that win again after what happened in the previous 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was important anyway, because obviously you've got to get back on the horse very quickly, and sometimes when you've lost, to get a game within 3 or 4 days is important. And but yeah, it was. We didn't want that run to go on any further. I think that was the first time we'd lost 2 in a row all season. So we've always, while we've all been together as a group of staff, try and make a conscious effort not to lose 2 games in a row, and unfortunately that happened. So it was important that we got 3 points back on the board, and the lads gained some confidence from it.
Rare full week on the training ground this week as well. How important is that, just to sort of have a bit more time to reinforce messages, things like that? Yeah,
and also obviously next week we play again on the Tuesday, don't we? So we're back to that again, and then in a couple of weeks' time it's Easter, where it all ends up a bit all over the place again. So yeah, it was important that we don't get when you play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, you're predominantly working on the tactics that have just previously happened and the tactics that's going to happen in the game coming up. We very rarely get opportunities to work on individuals or to units and just try and make an actual unit stronger in terms of this is what we expect, or actually just practicing something. So yeah, that's been quite useful for a couple of days, and also just to give the lads a little bit of a mental downtime from. You're always 48 hours away from a game, at the moment, or it seems that way. So for them then just to switch off from actual, the vigours of it's funny. I spoke to Conor Uran a few weeks ago when we gave him a rest, and he talked about on the Friday night that his Friday night was just a bit more enjoyable. He talked about how, you start preparing when you leave the training ground on a Friday lunchtime. And I remember them sort of times myself where you are playing every week, your brain never turns off. And Conor just said he sort of really enjoyed his Friday evening off the back of the fact that he could just turn his brain off, really. So I think people underestimate the importance and the amount of energy that gets used thinking about what's coming up in the next 48 hours. So it's been nice for them to have that rest as well.
So 10 games to go. You're in third place in the table. Great chance to achieve something this season. How are you feeling about what's to come? Yeah, excited about what's to come? Excited.
Obviously, we all know that every point's going to be important now when you get when you're in this type of running. And myself and Andy went to the Bolton-Barnsley game on Tuesday night, and really weird because you're watching it going, I'm not sure what the best result for us is, and you look at Peterborough obviously got a really good result, so they're now back in the run-in as well, having had a bit of a wobble. So I think there's a lot of twists and turns to come, and what we can do is look after ourselves. And I think, is it 10 games to go, I think, in 7 weeks or 8 weeks or something. So looking forward to it. Like I said, there'll be some ups and downs. There'll be times we'll come off from the game and probably be a little bit disappointed, but there'll be times we'll come away and think that we're on our way. So, but one thing I'm pretty certain is I think it might go to the last day.
There is Richie Barker. It's another busy day in League One. Tricky trip to Blackpool for the leaders. Portsmouth, Bolton are at Exeter, while Barnsley host Lincoln, and Peterborough go to Burton Albion. Derby hosts Reading on Tuesday night. They are at home to Wickham today. And for Derby today, it's a trip to Bristol Rovers. Overseas viewers can watch the action on RamsTV. Get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. We'll be back here with the Derby debrief with reaction after the game, so do join us for that. Until then, goodbye.